Hey everybody, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 3 for our weekly podcast random rabble about NASCAR thing. It's just me and Jimsf this week. Jim hates
Oh,
us.
no. Yeah, he hates us. With this narrative.
He can't he just can't stand us. Actually,
Nope.
he's stuck at work
He
because
is indeed very stuck
he's
at work.
he's actually his feet may be stuck in concrete at this moment. Whoa, did they actually update the track?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're at ISM because that's where NASCAR is. And apparently they have the new version in this game.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And is this the first track to have a start-finish line in a corner?
Daytona.
Okay. Let's not stretch the corner thing out here. I guess this is really a dog leg, isn't it?
I would debate it's not even in the corner here.
Yeah, I guess it's not even really in the corner, is it? Oh, buddy. I wasn't ready. So...
Jesus Christ, Chad, get out of here. What are you doing?
Who?
Chad Fincham.
Are they
I
in
know too many
alphabetical order?
names, go away.
They must be in alphabetical order again. That has to be.
I forgot to break. What?
They have to be. Chad? No, well, I guess Austin Dillon would be...
Austin isn't in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, okay, only Ty.
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright, we'll see if that theory holds true.
Well, we got Brandon Jones right behind us and BJ McLeod. That would make sense. Cole
Yep.
Custer? Yeah. Theory's working out here.
How is that possible? How can they say that that's... Anyway, Phoenix! Now ISM, which apparently is a company. This is its second reconfiguration in like 5 years, 10 years, something like that. But this time they really just moved the start finish line.
They moved it, did a lot of stands in the pit lane inside.
Yeah. But the first time
The track itself wasn't changed.
they actually like, changed the layout.
I not remembered that.
They never used to cut the dog leg, and now they all cut the dog leg. So something changed.
Yeah, okay, you mean like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be great in the curve.
Well, I think they actually changed the radius of the turn as well. Is why that started to happen. But it's always been kind of an oddball on the NASCAR circuit.
Yeah.
It's one of those tracks. It's like, am I a short track? Am I a speedway? I don't know. But it usually provides for an entertaining experience.
Yeah.
I know the modifieds are always like crazy here. Any of these tracks that the Cup car is on and they seem out of place, the modified runs seem like they're lasers.
Pretty sure modifieds never run here.
I was meaning the USAC cars actually. The
Silver Crown.
Silver Crown. There you go. Thank you. They go real fast around this track.
Mm-hmm.
IndyCars run here as well, I believe.
They did until this season. This season was the last one. They already announced they're not coming back.
I suppose there's some kind of like, I don't know, playoff thing that happens here. Some crap like that.
I don't know.
My headline is 4 unlovable NASCAR drivers fight for a championship that nobody cares about.
Okay, so Cone knows me enough to know that I really don't care who wins any given race. So I don't care about the 4 drivers in the championship.
I mean,
whatever.
I care. I just happen to not care about any of the 4.
No, I don't care who wins. Doesn't matter to me. Now, okay, my rule is the funniest thing that can happen at any given time is what needs to happen. The funniest thing that could happen is Joey takes out Martin for the championship. Or Martin takes out Joey.
I think the funniest thing that could have happened was, well, 2 things. Either Kurt knocking Harvick out or Almirola knocking him out. But neither of those happened.
I feel bad for him. He had such a good year.
Yeah. I feel bad for Kurt because I just think he's never going to grow out of the reputation of him being, like, unemployable. And
as of right now, he is unemployed.
And it's kind of a shame because, yeah, of the 2 of them, I like him more.
Yeah.
It's funny because he still loses his cool and does the, like, whiny stuff. but he at least seems to have grown the ability to, like, actually talk to people and the media and whatnot in a sensible way.
I firmly believe that's because he had the chance to run for low buck team.
Oh, maybe.
Kyle hasn't.
Huh.
Kyle's always been under. If he wasn't under Roush, then he went under Hendrick, and then he went under Gibbs.
I did a thing.
Never driven a car worse than Roush in the early 2000s, which is good.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. I never really thought about that. I mean, it's not impossible it could happen. I don't think if you had told people that the Hendrick cars would be some of the worst cars in the field this year, many people would have been like, oh yeah, that's a possibility. So it's not impossible that Gibbs could, like, completely screw up at some point in his career.
No, it's not. Regarding the whole Chevy thing, that's just more of a Chevy thing, not just Hendrick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't want to pit. What am I doing? Sorry.
But,
yeah, Hendrick, because they were the top running Chevrolet team, seemed to be the biggest hit by it.
Mm-hmm. You think
Actually,
that'll change next year, or no?
What's that?
You think that's going to change next year, or no?
Chase, Elliott especially gained a lot of ground towards the end of the year, so I think they'll still be recovering a little bit. But I think
you're getting pushed? No, that's not you. Who's that? The yellow car? Who that was? Oh, I forgot to look at the running order to see if they were alphabetical, but I'm pretty sure they are. Whoa!
Oh, they probably started.
Jeez!
Mess up.
It just, like, jumped sideways on me. That was something. Huh. Maybe I cut a left rear. Hey, references. Everybody was cutting left rears here.
Ah. Yeah. It should be noted, I didn't actually watch the race. Like, I usually don't. I just...
A terrible NASCAR podcast member. Or maybe you're the perfect NASCAR podcast member, because you exemplify everything that is the attitude of current NASCAR fans.
I'm not a NASCAR fan, I'm a racing fan, though.
Well,
NASCAR fans suck.
I'm a racing fan, but, like, I still care about NASCAR.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, well, okay, same, but, like, I don't feel a need to watch every race, because as kind of been proven, I can understand what's going on just via, like, Twitter, better than people actually watching the race can figure it out.
That's true.
So that's why I just don't feel an inherent need to watch every race.
I like to watch races.
I wish I could watch more, but school's been killing me right now.
Honestly,
so.
this year, probably the most racing I've ever watched since, like, college. And
like all around racing?
Yeah, like all around. Like this is the most Formula One I've ever watched, ever. And I don't know, it's different. I think you do pick up on stuff that you might actually not, because that old media, they only cover what is interesting to the masses.
Okay. Yeah.
So you miss out on stuff that's actually happening and might
okay, that's another reason too that I don't really watch it. The coverage sucks.
Oh my gosh, it's bad. Like it's awful.
Okay, the one race that either NBC or Fox did really well this year was the 600. That race was excellently presented because they showed any battle they could at any time, and it was great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they can't do that every race.
I guess. I don't know if it's like sponsorship obligation or if it's just the network saying these are the key points you need to talk about, these are the things we care about, these are the only things you need to talk about. I don't know what it
both.
is. Yeah, it could be both.
So
that's a top 5 in that stage, driver.
I don't know.
Why didn't we get to finish?
Stage 2.
I didn't get to cross the line. I was in third.
What? How far back were you?
I'm in third. I'm like 2 cars by. You didn't cross the line either.
I did.
No, you
didn't. I almost said turn 3. It's turn 2. I was in turn 2.
Oh, I see. We were that far ahead of the field. Oh, everybody's pitting. Estimated fuel, 25 laps. Estimated laps remaining, 33. Okay.
Okay. Fuel, tires.
Sure. Okay. I guarantee you we drop back in the field.
Freaking. Come on.
Black screen?
Come on.
Yep.
Okay, not too bad. I'm 14th.
31st.
See, I took a can of fuel and 2 tires, so.
I took a can and a half and 2 tires. Luckily you can pass on the inside in this video game. I'm gonna do the thing. I did the thing. It didn't help that much. There's a lot of cars crashing.
Okay, I only half started that.
They think I'm going to pit road and going down so low. Stop hitting each other.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What position you in?
Sorry, what?
Where are you? In the field?
I'm in a spot. Oh, 23rd.
Oh, you gotta use the apron, man. You gotta use it.
I can't get down. I got me behind me. Crease, get out of the way. Thank you. No disrespect. I like you, Crease.
It is weird how they run Phoenix now. Everybody like using at least 3 lanes below the yellow line of track.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
It's an interesting idea. I'm glad they did it.
But back to this whole media thing. Yes, the coverage is awful, but also I think the whole media team, everybody, or not everybody, but most of people involved with NASCAR media are so very stuck in the past and very stuck in football mode, and it's making the sport seem even more of a joke than it is trying to be.
They're trying so hard to be like other sports, and it just can't do that with race.
And they just try to drum up drama out of nothing all the time, and
Drama.
it completely takes away any of the actual drama that goes on. Like, nobody cares about any of the stuff that's actually going on because they're trying to steer focus to this ridiculous narrative that they're always trying to write.
Remember when Denny wrecked Chase at Martinsville a year ago?
And the interviews and the interview questions where they just blindside people with these ridiculous questions. And then, I mean, everybody, I think, I've never met a person that likes Jennifer Fryer. Or
I just know people don't like her.
Okay.
I don't know who she is.
But pretty heavily under attack this week for that same kind of stuff, asking ridiculous, inappropriate questions.
I mean, she gets under attack every week, so it's fine.
Yeah. And then Jeff Gluck, who is one of the people that I generally followed because I thought he had kind of a fresh take on things,
He's starting to fall,
yeah, he's now going into that temper tantrum of, don't attack the media, it's not our fault. But if we're the people reading it and we're not happy with what we're reading and we're not happy with the kind of stuff you're doing, isn't that exactly their fault?
Yeah. It's literally your job, dude.
Yeah. I don't
My
understand
favorite
it.
one by far and above right now is Matt Weaver. He does NASCAR mostly, but if there's a big like super late model or modified or short track race, he'll go to that instead. And he's pretty good. He writes good articles. Like most articles I post about short track racing are from Matt Weaver. Like, about the Gen 6 late model bodies, that whole deal, and the whole deal with the spec motor versus OEM and the truck series. He wrote that. He's real good.
Alright, we'll transition because you wanted to talk about that.
Yes, the current truck series debate, I guess, is what's better, the NT1 spec motor or the OEM like in-house built motors, like, specifically Toyota.
Okay,
Here.
I don't know anything about this, So please give me a quick rundown as to what that even is.
So at the beginning of the season, maybe last year, NASCAR allowed a new spec motor to be run in the truck. Okay?
Is
That
it
makes sense,
manufacturer
right?
specific?
I believe it's technically a Chevrolet, which is why most trucks are Chevrolets, by the way. Anyway, so this was initially kind of like to most teams because, you know, they already had their engines built in-house, you know, big deal. Well, the problem is, NASCAR very slowly tried to make the spec motor better by allowing it advantages in like RPM, horsepower, stuff like that. So this came to a head at Canada, and they went there. I guess NASCAR saw something about the in-house engines that made it seem like really good, the way to go still. So out of the blue, out of nowhere, they decided to give the spec motors like can I swear? I'm gonna swear anyway. A shit ton more power and like more RPMs, and they basically tried every way just to. They didn't even do a good job of hiding it. Just make spec motor better than the in-house.
They do this all the time in IMSA. Like that's super common, where they just
This
wildly
is basically
BOP the cars.
Yeah, but basically at the time, like it was gonna be for the last 3 races of the year for the trucks. That's Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead. That's when these new rules took effect, and everybody figured, oh, well, there's no reason to run in-house engines anymore, and most teams basically kind of stopped right away. But except for one team, Toyota Racing Enterprises, i.e. Brett Moffitt in the 16 truck, and they're basically the last holdouts, and it seems like they're still trying to be a holdout because I don't know if they ran a spec or OEM this week. I think they did OEM. They were the last OEM team, and they ran an OEM this weekend, ran really well and won the race. So now it's kind of flip-flopped. Everybody's saying, oh, the OEM is overpowered, and the GMS trucks that are also in the Final Four, which run spec motor, they're like, we don't have a chance at Homestead. Those things have too much power. So now it's just NASCAR doesn't know how to balance power.
Yeah, they put themselves into that box, like they did it themselves, and now they don't know how to handle it.
And the other problem was they like announced these rule changes to try to make the spec motor better out of nowhere, which really made both Toyota Enterprises mad and Toyota mad.
Which is so ironic because of all the announcements they made recently about how they're changing the cup rules to try and make it better for manufacturers. They want more manufacturer involvement. And then they're like, oh, by the way, we want you gone, Toyota.
Yeah, we don't want you to build your own motors anymore.
Clear all around.
That's really dumb.
So,
I don't know that it's terrible to try and level the truck field out, but if they were going to do that, they had to do it to everybody. You can't have a spec motor compete against an OEM motor. There's no point in that. In my opinion.
And it's basically even more proven now by the new sudden rule changes that make spec motor even better.
That's really dumb. Yeah, you can't do that. It's not a spec motor if there is a competing motor. It doesn't work that way. IMSA tried this. They tried to do the DPI versus the LMP2s. How did that go?
I don't know how to do it.
Now they're separate. Now they're in their own classes.
Okay, they made it a separate class. Yep. Okay.
Because they couldn't do it. They just couldn't. You can't balance a spec car versus not OEM car. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Native caution. Hi. I was lapping, the entire field.
Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna get like a quick little dirt talk segment in here.
Okay, we'll let this yellow play out. Go for it.
Congrats to Donnie Schatz winning World of Outlaws Sprint Car Championship. It's his 10th championship. Mike Marlar winning his first World of Outlaws Late Model Championship. And in interesting news, both of those are from the week before that we missed. Well, me and Jen. But this week it was the USAC National Sprint Car finale at Paris Speedway out west. And after 40 races, they ended up with a tie.
Is it because of their playoff system?
No, they didn't have a playoff system. I know, right? Anyway, Tyler Courtney and Kevin Thomas Jr. were tied with 26 733 points, I believe. I don't remember, but
A bunch.
they were tied, and they had the tiebreaker, which was more wins, which Tyler Courtney had 11 and Kevin Thomas had 7. So Tyler Courtney is your USAC National Sprint Car Championship champion.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was the first time in series history they ever ended in a tie.
I have no idea what we're talking about before now. Spec Motors.
Nice.
I think we were done with Spec Motors. They're bad.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
done. NASCAR's done.
Yeah.
I really want to see them break up the 3 series. That's what I want. I'm tired of the 3 series being the same.
You mean like running the same track?
Run the same track. They're basically the same vehicles now. What is the point of having 3?
Especially next year, yeah. The Cup engines are exactly the same. Like the only real difference between Cup truck and Xfinity engines next year is Cup's fuel injected.
And the races are, twice as long. That's the only difference. That's just very silly.
Yeah. Like if you go back to like the early 2000s, late 90s, like the Xfinity series was its own series.
Yeah. And the cars were significantly different. They were shorter wheelbase.
They're still shorter wheelbase.
Are they?
Yeah, still 105.
Oh, I thought they had gone to the same. They look the same now.
No,
But I guess it's just because
105.
they've elongated the bodies so much.
Possibly.
I don't know. They just feel like
The thing is, it's
they're not
interesting.
different.
Like they look more different now than they did then, but
Yeah.
they're more the same now than they were then.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
And what are they going to do? Slow them down more? Oh my...
Nah,
They would be pace
can't do that.
cars. Yeah.
I like the Xfinity series. There's so much potential there that just got lost over time. They just needs it back.
I feel like they should be using the Xfinity series to try the crazy stuff. Like, maybe try ripping the splitter off with a thing.
5 to go. You got this.
Maybe try stock bodies. Something like that.
Well, they kind of are doing that with the. Oh, I know what you're saying now, but you
Yeah.
know the composite bodies they
Right,
started.
but they're
putting-
not at all stock body templates.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
Templates. Like templates are awesome. Speaking of composite bodies, if there are any Dodges entered in the Xfinity race next week at Homestead, that will be the last time you will see them.
Yeah, somebody posted on Reddit today that the last one's probably been seen because nobody entered one.
For Homestead, I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't seen the entry list for Homestead yet, but there was a Dodge number 13 of Tyler Hill at Phoenix. He actually crashed, I think, but I don't know if he like actually crashed or just spun. I know he spun,
Ripped out.
but yeah, that may have very well been the last Dodge you saw because next year composite bodies will be mandatory, and obviously Dodge doesn't have any bodies.
Yeah. How about this for the Xfinity series?
Shoot.
Stock bodies, keep the chassis, but also OEM blocks. They
Sure,
want to
I
get
mean-
into this BOP stuff? Have at it. Try and balance a 5.7 Hemi to a LS1 or LFT1 or whatever.
Just
it
let
is
him run
anymore.
the Arca Ilmore, the 396.
Well, I mean, I want to see them run like modern engines. I want to see them run what engines they make. Have fun making that Toyota V6 run with the Dodges.
Oh, make them V6s again.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with
See
that.
that.
I just want to see them use, like, if it's just going to be the silly business where they deck everybody out to be the same power anyway. IMSA up NASCAR. Honestly, it's been working for IMSA. IMSA's been exploding in popularity compared to NASCAR.
Yeah, sure.
Why not do something different with it? Why have the two series exist if they're the same? Obviously, there's not enough sponsor money for it to go around to do both. Oh, NASCAR.
They just keep shooting themselves in the foot. It's just, it's like, yeah, you do one good thing, but then you do like 6 just minor bad things. Well, those minor bad things add up. Like,
It's almost as fruitless as, like, posting videos on YouTube.
God damn it, I forgot. Why though?
Why is that even in the game?
I would like to note that I did not consent to that.
Oh, man. Well, that was something.
Yeah, I got nowhere near
Anyways.
through many.
They said they fixed the AI, huh? They made them more competitive
Did
in
they?
multiplayer. I don't know.
I saw what I saw is that they made the like legend difficulty harder in career.
I think it's the case that you still can't pick what they are in multiplayer.
Yeah. Also, quick little things. Best of luck to Cole Witt. That was his Phoenix was his last race. Best of luck to him and all that. Rest in peace, David Pearson. I just saw that like 30 minutes ago. Um, uh, everything else I can save for later. Everything else is like big topics to talk about, and we're done. So
Well, next week's gonna be Homestead.
yeah,
We have a lot to go over. Maybe we'll do a longer race.
okay. I'm down to do 400. I don't care.
We are
400
not
miles.
doing 400.
All right.
We are not doing 400. Bye, everybody. See you next week.